Welcome back to Askewed Reviews, and we are continuing the Critters series with the 1992 film Critters 4. Here is your trivia question for today. What is the name of the salvage ship? The answer will be at the end of this video. So at the start of this film, we pick up right where we left off on the last one, where we are somewhere in Kansas in the year 1992. Charlie is scoping out the apartment complex, trying to see if there are any more Krites left. He finds two more eggs, and right as he is about to dispose of the both of them, he gets a quick message from Ugg notifying him that he cannot destroy them as they are apparently the last two Krites. A capsule then shows up where Charlie has to place the two eggs inside of it. Unfortunately, Charlie also gets stuck inside of it himself and gets launched into space. We then jump ahead to somewhere in Saturn Quadrant in 2045, where a salvage crew is just picking up on something, which ends up, of course, being the capsule. After examining it, they realize that it belongs to the company TerraCore, and when reaching out, they get a hold of a counselor Tetra who looks very similar to Ugg. So a deal is struck, and our ship heads off to a space station that is owned by TerraCore, although they soon find out that it has been abandoned. Now, part of the deal was to not open the capsule, but the captain, of course, does not listen and attempts to open it anyway. Now, within the capsule, he finds two things: Charlie, who is surprisingly still alive, and a couple of baby Krites, who then escape and make their way onto the space station. So, will our crew be able to survive and even get back to their ship? Or will the Krites eat them all up before TerraCore can show up? This film was written and directed by Rupert Harvey. It was also filmed simultaneously with the third one. This is also the first time in the series where actor Don Keith Opper is the highest billed actor. Now, what's interesting is Don Keith Opper and Terrence Mann, who plays Ugg or Counselor Tetra, are the only actors to have appeared in all four of the first four Critters films. In my own opinion, as the Critters films continue, they get worse and worse, so I find it funny that by the fourth one, they managed to get actors Angela Bassett and Brad Dourif to appear in it. A lot of the external space scenes and even sets are borrowed from Don Keith Opper's film Android from 1982. The scene at the very end of this film, where we get to see the outside of Counselor Tetra's ship, was actual footage taken from Critters 2. Critters 4 is the only one in the series where the actual Krites don't use poison dart spikes. So far, all of the Critters films had been done by New Line Cinema, and because of this fact, there's a little nod to another one of their characters. As you notice, Charlie is wearing a very interesting looking shirt here, and it is supposed to be an homage to Freddy Krueger, who is a character that's also done by New Line Cinema. The body count for this film is 3 humans, 3 stormtroopers, 1 ex-bounty hunter, and a bunch of critters. So when it comes to the film Critters 4, I still find it a little entertaining, but honestly, it's not a very good movie. The storyline isn't that great. There's some side story points that never get answered or never brought up again, and in general, it's just not as entertaining as the other ones. So I think I'm going to have to give this one a 2 out of 5. Now, as for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode, what is the name of the salvage ship? The primary ship used in this movie is called the Tesla, or more specifically, the RSS Tesla. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, and if there is a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments.